All right, good morning, everyone. All right, barely slept today, not gonna lie. So we'll see how it is today. Looking at NASDAQ, I can already tell the gap was fully filled, which is not too surprising. Yesterday was crazy bullish. Um, and it wasn't surprising that it was bullish because if you look at the daily time frame, we were at the bottom of this huge range we've been in for a while. So we basically just went back into the range. And I think what I'm looking for now is to see if this strong push up can continue to go past these highs here and then eventually break all time highs. And then this also looks like a daily supply zone here that the market has not tapped into. But I think if we break these highs, then that could easily be the next stop. Love the hair, twin. Thank you. Yeah, I had to do something with it. I had a crazy afro. And like when I don't have enough time, but I want to show up for business, I slick it back. Alright, this looks like a 4 hour supply zone here. I really like this 4 hour supply zone. It's not the best supply zone, but I do like the reaction off of it. So I'm gonna mark the zone. How far is it? Okay, 150 points away. Hopefully I find another zone. And then if I take longs, then I think this could be a really good target. Let me double check. Yeah, the gap was fully filled. Wow. Down to the 3 hour time frame. Don't really see much. Let me double check over here. Yeah. Down to the 2 hour time frame. This looks like a really good 2 hour demand zone. So I'm gonna mark that. I'm gonna mark this 2 hour zone down here at the bottom. How far is this? Okay, this is closer. This is around 140 points away. I mean, we could get to the zone when the market does open up. If we do get to the zone, then we'll see if we bounce off of it. If we bounce off of it, then I would take longs. If we go through this, if we go past 529, this area here, then I would take shorts. Okay, don't see much. Down to the 1 hour time frame. Jeez, the dogs are crying to get up. On the 1 hour time frame, we have this really strong 1 hour demand zone. Honestly, though, it's pretty pointless for me to draw the zone because it's just very far away from price. So down to the 90-minute time frame. I know on the 90-minute time frame, I've been looking at this 90-minute zone here for months, and it's this one right here. This 90-minute supply zone here. But every time we tap into this area, it's just been clean rejections off of it. So I'm thinking if price gets above 903, which is already kind of far away, but if it does happen, then I think it would be a good long up to 080, 26080, up to this 90-minute supply zone here, or even up to these wicks here, which I'm gonna mark out as liquidity. Yeah. Jeez, I hear the neighbor talking loud. He's probably shoveling. It's snowing like crazy over here. Good morning, good morning. And I guess over the weekend we're supposed to have a storm. On the 45-minute time frame. Leo's there? Jeez. On the 45-minute time frame, we have this supply zone. It's not really a strong supply zone, but the reaction off of it over here makes it seem pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not liking the zones that I have on NASDAQ. So I'm hoping that the zones are a bit better on US 30. But I'm down to the 30-minute time frame, and I see this 30-minute demand zone here, which I really like. I know it's inside of this 2-hour zone, but the 30-minute is very clean. Smooth run up. Yeah, it looks like it happened right at London Open. And then yeah, there's nothing much after that. This could be a 30-minute supply zone here. But it's just, I think this is a 1 hour. Oh, it's not. Like, this 30-minute zone is a 30-minute zone, but it's just like right above it, there's a 4-hour zone. So it's really not that helpful. And it's also just far away from price. Usually I like to have a zone that's a bit closer to price once the market opens up, but today that's not the case. Yeah, even on our way down, the zone that I have is pretty far away. So I won't get to trade this initial breakout if it happens. I'm kind of just gonna have to wait. Down to the 10-minute time frame. This looks like a 10-minute supply zone here, which we're rejecting so far. Okay, I do like this 10-minute zone. Market already tapped into it. So far, we're rejecting it. So I'm thinking if price gets above 750 or above 747, this area here, then I think it'd be a good long. If I do take that long, the trade would look something like this. And then I could target this 30-minute supply zone or even this 4-hour supply zone. But in reality, I would only close it around here. So that would give me a good enough move that I think would play out. And then for the shorts, the shorts are already coming in, but I would only take the shorts only if market opens up, it comes to retest this area, and then it rejects it. Then from there, I would take shorts. And then if I take shorts from this area, the trade would look something like this. I think I would short it all the way down to this 2-hour demand zone and 30-minute zone. Realistically, I would only hold it up to here, which I think would be a good take profit, because it would also be around this area of support here. So yeah, let me see what's on the 5-minute time frame. Never mind, there's not much on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, that's it for my zones on NASDAQ. I don't have the best zones today, so we'll see what US 30 gives us. US 30 also fully filled the gap. I gotta zoom out. This looks okay. Let me erase all this. On the daily time frame, it looks very similar to Nasdaq. Um, it has a daily range, but it's also an uptrend that is following. So I could see, honestly, I could see US 30 breaking all-time highs today. If it's bullish, I could see that happening. Let's see how the 4-hour time frame looks. Okay, I'm gonna mark out all-time highs here. Blue. That's just what I do with all-time highs. On the 3-hour time frame, we have this 3-hour supply zone, which I'm pretty sure I've taken a trade off of this 3-hour zone here. I'm sure I've taken shorts off of it. I think. Maybe. Okay, on the 3-hour time frame, this also looks like a small 3-hour demand zone. Another 3-hour demand zone at the bottom, which again is not that helpful since we're very far away from it. I don't think it's going to be helpful. Down to the 2-hour time frame. Don't see anything. Don't see much. 1 hour. Not seeing much on the 1 hour as well. 90-minute time frame. Same thing. Damn, this looks tough. I'm going to mark out this 90-minute zone at the bottom as well, which is really not going to be that helpful unless the market opens up and it shoots. Yeah, this is just crazy far away. Too far away. I'm at the 45-minute time frame. And okay, I mean, this looks like a really clean 45-minute zone here. Again, it's just not as helpful because it's kind of far away from price, and it's also just inside of this 3-hour supply zone here. I do want to see how this wick looks on the smaller time frame. Okay, that looks clean. Yeah, like, oh, I did take shorts here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I took shorts around this area here. The trade was something like this. Yeah, that was a good trade. And I can see exactly why I took it. These 1-minute candlesticks were closing below this 45-minute supply zone. Once I saw it break structure to the downside, then I took shorts. Okay, this also looks like a really clean 45-minute demand zone. Lots of snow up here in Toronto already. I bet. I'm at the 30-minute time frame, and there's not much. Yeah, the only way I think I'm gonna trade today is if there's really good volume where it pushes the market up or down. And this was a really clean 15-minute supply zone here, but we're chopping up on it, you know, so it's not, I don't think it's valid. Down to the 10-minute time frame. Same stuff. Don't see anything. And I don't even want to check the 5-minute, but at this point there's like nothing much. Okay, yeah, that was pointless. Alright, well, that was it for my zones. Honestly, the zones I have today, they're not that good. I think the main zone I'm going to be focused on is this 10-minute supply zone here. But if I do trade it, I'd have to see like specific things, right? If I take shorts, I'm going to want to see something like this before I take the short. And if the market opens up right here, that's kind of going to be hard to spot out because it might happen too fast. And then if the market pushes up above 750 and I see at least a 1-minute candle close, then I would want to see something like that. And I think that would be a really good trade. Let's see what liquidity looks like. Okay, London lows. So maybe some people are bearish. This is what I was talking about here. Just true day open almost always aligns with some sort of demand zone or supply zone like this. It's really cool to see. So a lot of people target true day open when they're in a trade. And I don't target true day open, but I target it sometimes without realizing because it be at supply and demand zones. How big was this overnight move? Because I think it gapped up, right? Let me see. Oh, it gapped up, but it got filled. Okay. Went up around 230 points. So the overnight session was already pretty impressive, pretty volatile. It's not insane. We've seen crazier moves overnight, but sometimes if the overnight session's like really strong, then New York Open tends to be kind of weak. So I could see that happening today. Hopefully not though. I don't know which one I'm going to trade today. You know, I don't know if I'm going to trade US 30 or NASDAQ. But I'm leaning more towards NASDAQ right now. Just because it's at this strong 10-minute supply zone. Yeah. Now that I have all the zones marked out, I'm just going to do support and resistance. Chihuahua is purring. Jeez, the dogs are crying. They want to go up here. Like, I was gonna put the dogs up here, but I didn't want them to, like, get in a fight or something, then I had to deal with it. You know? They play fight a lot. Okay, I think this is it for support and resistance. I don't think I'm gonna have to chart too far away. Yeah. Also, I was gonna say on Nasdaq, if I do end up taking shorts, I don't think I'd be in it for too long, because VWAP's out here. Also, a good thing is that VWAP is kind of far away from price, and we recent. Oh wait, how long has this been? Okay, I mean, we touched up on VWAP about 7 hours ago, so we'll see if it wants to tap back into it for New York Open. I mean, I don't think it will unless it's bearish. Do we have any high impact news? Oh damn, we do. We have a bunch of 10 a.m. high impact news. So, if the opening is weak, maybe I'll stick around and see if 10 a.m. news changes that. But honestly, I don't know. So far, it's looking like a no trade day unless the market has really good volume. That's literally the only way. Other than that, if the market is slow, then I'm not going to have zones to take trades off from. Chew. Whew. Bless me. Oh my, I hope I'm not getting sick. I already got sick for the year. I already got sick like January 1st. Every time I get sick, it really humbles me. It does. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have to chart too far. Let's put this one. Alright, that's it. We have about 6 more minutes for market to open. I love that you have 2 streams. The vertical one is a great idea. Yeah, I like the vertical one too. But only when I actually place a trade. Because when I chart, it's like kind of hard to see everything. I didn't know dogs can make that noise. You'd be surprised. One of the dogs, like, he's a burper, so he burps a lot. He'll like come up to you after eating and he'll burp in your face. And then the other dog, the girl, the older sister, she's a farter. You'll hear a fart and it sounds like a human and it's really her. It's pretty funny. We always laugh at it. What's good, Lonnie? What's up, Sony? Sony? I'm not sure, but I know you are. News at 9, everyone just heads up. Yeah, news at 10 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what time you guys are in, but if you're in New York time, it's at 10. Also, I was looking at my accounts, And on some accounts, I'm about $400 away from that 2600 uh 2600, I don't know what to call it. I want to call it milestone because once you get to 2600, that trailing drawdown stops, and from there I feel like I'll be more confident holding on to trades, holding on to winners for bigger risk reward. It's crazy too because my plan originally was to just do one to ones, because I have that trailing drawdown. But I've been doing one to twos and it's been great. And the main reason something about me, I don't like one to one. I don't know what it is. It's probably because once I take that first initial win, like I'm done. And also to me, I pay more attention to like numbers and the probabilities. And if you have a 1 to 2 risk reward with, I think it's like a 33% win rate, or like if you have even a 40% win rate, but you have your RR at 1 to 2, you're going to be profitable. And like just hearing that, it makes me more confident taking 1 to 2s, and it's really helped my trading. But yeah, the plan was to just take 1 to 1s until I get to 2600, but I just can't do it. So I'm taking 1 to 2s mostly. I've only taken a 1 to 1. I think it was on Tuesday. That was just because the market was choppy and I didn't trust it. But the trade ended up hitting a 1 to 2. So it's like, damn, why would I do that? Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it's fine. And then yeah, once I hit 2600, either I'll leave runners, or I'm stuttering, or I'll actually hold the trades to where I think they'll go. But yeah, that's the plan. And also when I get to 2600, to me it's like, oh, like I'm kind of halfway there type thing. All right, one more minute for market open. Not gonna lie, this week I've been doing really bad at like waking up early and like having a good morning routine. Last week I was the opposite. Like I was waking up at 4:30, gym, shower, all before stream. This week, complete opposite. This week I've been waking up like literally at around 8:30, struggling to wake up. But I think it's just because my brother's here and I've been wanting to spend more time with him, because he leaves today. Like, for example, yesterday, I mean, we were up playing Fortnite till like 12. Almost, I think it was, not, it was 12. Which normally I fall asleep around 10. It was like, you know what, I don't know when's the last time I'll see him, so I gotta play. And that's what I was doing at around bedtime, playing Fortnite. Here's market open. US 30 looks like it broke out of this little area of resistance and it's continuing up, which I really like. Nasdaq's going down, which I didn't really expect it, but before the market opened up, we were rejecting this area of supply. So we'll see if it touches up on VWAP. If it touches up on VWAP, I would want for us to break through it. That way we could go down here to this 2 hour demand zone. Honestly, that I don't think we will. Oh, you know what? I'm going to shut up and look at US 30 because we are about to tap this 45-minute supply zone. US 30. Yeah, crazy open. We'll see how the market reacts once we tap into this area. If a 1 minute candle closes above 774, then I would long this. But I need to see that candle close. Strong open. Okay, I was hoping US 30 would continue to push up. Still could. Still could. I'm waiting for it to tap around 747. That's what I'm waiting for. On NASDAQ, I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know. The only way I would trade NASDAQ is up here at this 10-minute supply zone, which is, it's already rejected. Or down here at 570 at this 2 hour demand zone. So, we'll see. Just hit 2600 on my first Apex account. Was trading on Tradify before that. Nice. That's good. Now you have end of day. Now you don't have to stress too much about the intraday drawdown. Alright, let's see if US 30 bounces here. That was a really crazy open on US 30. Almost 200 points within the first 3 minutes. Nasdaq's opening is alright. So far it looks strong. I think it's too early to tell though. Alright, this is the first 5-minute candle. The 1 minute time frame looks really clean. At least on US 30. We'll see if NASDAQ pushes past VWAP. It's bounced off of VWAP the whole week. But I would want to see it break through VWAP, not gonna lie. If it breaks through VWAP, then it'll most likely tap the 570 area. But I don't know. It's gonna be tough. Especially since the whole week. I think it's bounced off of VWAP. It feels like almost every day now. At market open. US 30 is kind of struggling to break these highs. It looks like it really wants to. Let's see. Damn, and then if US 30 gets above 770, if it closes above 770, I would take longs. And then if I take longs, I would need to see it break past 822. Alright, I mean, it tapped into the 3 hour supply zone. I did want to see it tap the 45-minute though. I wanted to see it go a bit more higher before I took the trade. Yeah, another bounce at VWAP on NASDAQ. Honestly, that might be the pattern of the week. With NASDAQ, it's just a bounce at VWAP. Damn, the openings on US 30 they're really something else. They're beautiful. That's one of my goals this year, is to catch a really good opening move on US 30. I know it's bound to happen. Like, once I have the opportunity, I'm gonna take it. Damn. I mean, we're only 10 minutes in, but US 30, like, I don't know, kind of slowed down a bit. Okay, I like this. We're officially tapped into this 45-minute supply zone. Not sure if I'll take a buy or sell off of it. I want to see at least how this 1 minute candle closes. Okay, I mean, so far it's closing out, rejecting that 45-minute zone. If it gets below 697, then I'm going to take a short. Usually I'd be in a short already. I'm kind of waiting for extra confirmation here. Alright, I'm tapped in a short here. And I'm going to put my stop loss at these highs over here. I'm going to move my stop loss down to 43. 50-point stop. Whoa. I'm break even here. We're almost at TP. TP's around 590. If it breaks the lows, then I'll TP. Yeah. Just want to see one more break of the lows. Alright, there it is. Oh my god, didn't take profit. Why is it doing that? Okay, boom. That was it. That was it. Oh my god, that was crazy. And I'm out and I'm done. Done for the day. Wow. Okay, this is good. This is really good. Some accounts are at 2,600. Others just need 300. Holy shit, they scared the shit out of me. Oh my. Yeah, that was really good. Oh my. Let me check on these dogs. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. My brother's handling it. But wow. Crazy short. And I said it, I was like, usually I'd be short up here, but like I'm waiting for extra confluence. Not confluence. I was waiting for extra confirmation. But the entry could have been way sooner than what it was. The entry could have been up here at 720. Immediately, once we tapped into this 45-minute supply zone, you got that immediate rejection. That was a really good trade. That trade lasted 3 minutes or less. I'm sorry for the dogs. Scrolling by and I get jump scared by the dogs. That's so funny. Yo, 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 yo. Someone just said the craziest comment ever. Oh my god. Someone said, I miss you, girl. My fingers still stink from last night. What the? Bro, I don't know what you're saying. Don't know what you're talking about there. Bro. Oh my god. Hey, yo, exactly. Did you use one mini on that? No. That was that. Oh no. Technically, I did. I'm sorry. Yes, it was one full contract on US 30 and 100 points. A little bit over 100 points. Maybe 107 points around there. Yeah, this is the biggest day on these accounts so far. And then look at the shorts on US 30 finally breaking past VWAP. To me, the fact that NASDAQ is breaking past VWAP, honestly, to me, that shows me the sellers are here. They're strong. I don't think we've seen a breakout past VWAP this week. So, that's really good. That was crazy. Crazy trade. Honestly, if it targeted VWAP, and I feel like that would have been a good TP. But yeah, a lot of people would have saw this crazy move up and would have thought, damn, the buyers are here. But like the market could move crazy in one way and just as crazy the other way. You know, that's what happened here. Just a bit slower. It's still pretty fast. Yeah, look at the 5 minute time frame. It was a really good trade. And I did this off of like, 4 hours of sleep. So I don't know. It's pretty good. I'm very excited. I don't even know if I want to trade tomorrow because it's like I've had such a good week. But I'll definitely show up and see. See what happens. Let's see. Tradeify. I mean, what? What is this called? Tradezilla. Yeah, 26K week in total. 10K day. This is my first 10K day on these accounts. That was good. Biggest trade so far as well on these accounts at least. I do think I'll get bigger days though, for sure. Not trying to be cocky, it's just I think once I don't have the trailing drawdown, then I'll be more confident with like leaving a runner or something. Or just holding the full position. This is also my second time taking a trade off of the same zone. If you look at why does this look like that? How do I take this out? Okay, we're gonna have to leave it like this. If we look at this same 45-minute supply zone, when we did have a rejection off of it, it was Friday, 16th January. If you look at Friday, January 16th, it was shorts on US 30. Same area, by the way. Fast forward almost 7 days, and I take the same trade, almost the same entry as well. That's cool. I mean, it's not cool, but you know, it's just cool. I don't know the word. I could have held it lower, but I've been doing a 1 to 1.5 lately for one of my strats, and it has been blessing me. I just gotta be patient. Yeah. Or you could leave runners as well. I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. Is just take most of my profit out of 1 to 2, and then leave the rest running for maybe a 1 to 3 or a 1 to 4. Or it really just depends on the trade. Wow, shorts on Nasdaq were the play right at the open. The only way I would have caught this short is if I entered right at open, which I could have if I placed the order, and it would have made sense. Right? The trade on Nasdaq could have been this right here. A break of structure on this 5 minute candle here, and the stop loss could have been, it could have been really tight, and it would have played out well. It's a crazy open. What time is it? Alright, it's about to be 10. I had to take my brother to the airport pretty soon. So let's do this, what is it called? Journaling. Let's journal this really quick. Really hoping to keep up the good behavior. I have strict rules in place right now, like a trade limit, because I blow accounts so fast. Just because I know my edge is proven, but I'm impatient. Maybe try to use that lockout button as well. You also just gotta build trust with your edge, and I feel like that is gonna help you be more patient because you have so much trust in it. You know, like when I first started to take out payouts, I kind of struggled to get consistent payouts because I was impatient. So what I would do is I would trade Asian session, trying to make like, I don't know, either a buffer for like the next day or like, money. And it wasn't working out. And then I realized I take my best trades at New York Open. So what am I doing hanging around during Asian? It's like not part of my edge. So why would I do that? And then understanding that, it helped me be more patient because I would wait for New York Open. Even right now, like yesterday, I was thinking about, man, like I'm very excited, for this payout, da da da. And then I didn't have the urge to trade like during Asian session, but I kind of did, But then I remembered like it's not even worth it. That's not my edge. That's not what my A plus setup is. I promise you guys, if you just wait for your A plus setup to show every single day, you'll slowly become profitable. That is just gonna take time. The more that you kind of not avoid your A plus setup, but the more that you don't wait for your A plus setup, you're just delaying your progress. And if you don't know what your A plus setup is, like, either look on YouTube, copy someone else, then make it your own. Right? Or make one yourself. But if you make one yourself, you have to have data behind it. You have to kind of know that it is profitable. I pass accounts on New York session, then lose them because I trade during Asian session. Yeah. Yeah, it happens a lot. I've talked to a lot of traders, and trading Asian session is like one of their issues. But it's normal. I understand it. I've been there. And it's really just down to like we're hustlers or like we just want money. That's the thing. Like a lot of people that come into trading, we're hustlers. We're actually the people that would try to learn something and make a lot of money off of it. Right? Like I know just a lot of people that have came up to me and be like, oh, like, I want to learn, da da da, but they don't actually put in the time to learn. But the people that do put in the time to learn, they really, really want it. So when they first start out, they have those over trading issues because they want it so bad. But yeah. Okay, let's journal this really quick before I chit chat too much. How do I make this bigger? Why does this look like that? Separate. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, boom. This was on the 1 minute time frame. It was off of a 45-minute supply zone and off of a 3-hour supply zone. So I'm going to screenshot the. I'm going to move this to 50 points. So originally when I got in this trade, I was risking around, I think it was a bit over 300. Because my stops were at the high at first. So 5 times 71. I just want to see what I was. Yeah, I was risking 355 at first. Once I started. I'm stuttering. Once I saw it move down fast, then I moved the stop loss down to 50 points. And then, yeah, I broke even. TP hit pretty fast. Alright, let's screenshot this. It's funny, too, because I'm basically screenshotting the same trade that I took on Thursday. Or, sorry, last Friday. Okay, this is going to be in the free Discord. 1 minute screenshot, and then the 5 minute. Okay. But honestly, the main focus is on the 1 minute, right? Once the market tapped this 45-minute and 3-hour supply zone, immediately it closed out rejecting that area, which the same thing happened last week, just it looked a bit more different. Immediately it also started to break structure right on the 1 minute time frame, and that's when I said usually I'd be short around here. I don't know why though. I was just kind of waiting for more confirmation. Not sure why. That's just what I kind of wanted to do. I've been doing it a lot this week. Is just waiting for more confirmation. But now that I look at this trade, the entry should have been up here because of the stop loss size. If my entry was up here, then I could have been risking right off the bat. Could have been risking 250 instead of 355, like how I did when my entry was right here. And the stop loss was 72 points. So let me write that down. And then the TP was just a 1 to 2, which I closed out around 109 points. Could have held it down lower to VWAP, right? But I have the trailing drawdown situation, so it's like, So I didn't really do it. Okay, let's write it down. Took shorts on US 30 after the market tapped a Took shorts on US 30 after the market tapped a 45-minute and 3-hour supply zone on the 1 minute time frame immediately. All right, on the 1 minute time frame, immediately started rejecting the zone and breaking structure to the downside. I waited for extra. I waited for extra confirmation, so my entry was lower than what it could have been. Another reason I was kind of hesitant to take the short so soon was approaching it. The candlesticks on the 1 minute time frame were just a bit choppy, right? But now that I think about it, it makes sense because I don't know if you guys know, but like if you approach a zone and it loses volume, it's a good sign for like a reversal. So now that I look at this, like I should have been more confident taking the trade. But either way, it played out really well. The TP hit really fast, so that was clean. Yeah, and it's still going down past VWAP. Now that it's past VWAP, I think it'll tap 355, this 3-hour demand zone down here. Just like NASDAQ, right? It went past VWAP and it tapped the next demand zone, which is a 2-hour demand zone and a 30-minute demand zone. So we'll see if the market bounces off of here. But that was it for me. Anyone got any questions? Can you make a video on how to connect Apex to TradingView and Tradeovate? I was thinking of making a video of how I copy trade on Tradeovate. But with TradingView, honestly, I wouldn't suggest people to trade on TradingView because my experience with TradingView is just like you'll have a lot of slippage and your entries are going to be not as clean as they are on Tradeovate. Maybe that's just me. But I don't know. Trading on TradingView for me is just not as clean. Everyone's different though. Go with agent strat all over social media. Yeah, I think if you're gonna trade agent session, the best thing is gonna be to trade gold. Like the way gold moves and the contracts on gold are not like NASDAQ. You know, they're just way better. I just be on TopStep since it's simple. Yeah, TopStep X is like it was a really good platform. It still is. I love the idea of it. But just the fact that like they had that whole thing where it went down for like 3 days in a week or something. I don't know, it's kind of scary. You definitely want to have like a backup prop firm to trade or something. The slippage on TradingView is not good. Yeah, it's not. Or what I used to do is I would connect my trading. I can't even talk. I would connect my Tradeovate account to TradingView, but I would execute it on Tradeovate and just kind of look at it on TradingView. Because the best thing about TradingView is like your analysis on it, right? The tools that you could use, your zones that you could put. So if you want to trade TradingView because of the tools that it has, I would suggest you execute on TradingView. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? Execute on Tradeovate, right? And connect the accounts. But when you execute on Tradeovate, it'll also show on TradingView. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. Yeah, Tradeovate is one of the best platforms. It's also regulated. Now that I think about it, like TradingView is not a broker, but it is a platform. And I don't know if platforms need to be regulated. You know what I mean? I don't know. I know brokers do need to be regulated. But with platforms, I'm not sure. And if a platform isn't regulated, then you'll start to see issues like TopStep X. The platform X is not regulated. I don't think it is. And that's why you've seen some issues with it. want to explore more. Yeah, you definitely should. You definitely should. I think every trader should try a bunch of things. I've tried a bunch of things and I've kind of learned, yeah, Tradovate is where it's at. One of the best experiences. I've tried Rhythmic. I've tried, what's that other platform that is with Rhythmic? It starts with a D, I'm pretty sure. I forgot, but hold up. But yeah, I've tried a bunch of platforms and I kind of found my sweet spot with it. Just like how I've tried a bunch of strategies and I kind of found my sweet spot. Alright, that was it for me. It was a quick stream. I mean, we finished around within the first 15 minutes. We finished, or I finished, so that was clean. But I'll definitely put up a trade recap. Yesterday, I didn't really do a trade recap, but I clipped part of the stream to where I did talk about the trade recap. I won't do that today. I'll definitely do the video kind of explaining it. But I like to do trade recaps later on in the day so I can see how the market moved afterwards. You know? So we'll see. I'll post a trade recap today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Friday. If you're gonna keep trading, make sure you're actually following your rules, your A+ setup. Be patient for it. Manage your risk and don't be on the charts all day.